Alright guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're working on a Subaru STI. It's a 2015 STI. Has a few bolt-ons and it has a built engine that I put in a few years back on my channel. Check out that video on my YouTube to learn how to put an engine in from AIG. And today we're going to be testing this engine for compression, and we're also going to be doing a leak down test on this engine. So if you want to learn how to do this, stay tuned. Today's your lucky day. Let's get it. All right, so first set up your car wherever you're gonna test it. In this case I have a lift and I'm gonna be putting it on the lift so I can raise it up a little bit and be able to not have my back stressed so much because I'm getting older, and with that, you know, comes back pains. So with that being said, let's set it up on the lift and let's get it. With the car up on the lift, now we can easily access up here without breaking our back. First we're gonna be removing the fuel pump fuse, which is right there, fuel pump, and it's the relays are here, so it's this 15 amp fuse here. We're gonna be removing that with some pliers. So we remove that fuse, boom, and now the car shouldn't be able to start. So let's see what happens. It died. So it wanted to start and it dies. So there's no fuel in the system anymore, and now we can start the compression test. We're gonna do the compression test first. Actually, we're gonna do one cylinder at a time, leak down and compression test, so that we don't waste no time. So with that being said, let's get it. All right, next we're gonna be removing our battery. Actually, we're gonna remove it from that so we can remove that that wire that's right there. So we gotta get a ratcheting wrench to remove that. So yeah, we're gonna remove the battery, and we're gonna be able to access the two cylinders down here. They're a little hard to reach, and you guys wanna see what we're gonna do next. Let's get it. All right guys, with the battery removed, now we can access those two coil packs down there and are able to remove them and start our test. So let's get our testers and explain what they're gonna do. Let's get it. All right guys, so here we have two testers. We have a OTC cylinder leakage tester. Let me show you what that looks like. This thing's broken. So this is our tester, brand new tester. Just ordered it to do this job, and it's just like this. So shop air goes through here, then you connect the other hose that goes to the cylinder on there, and it comes with an extension one. So that's the cylinder leak down one. And then over here we have our compressor tester, and it comes with everything you need for any car. So with that being said, we're gonna test compression first on the one cylinder towards the back, and then we're gonna keep moving on to the next one. Let's get it. All right, so next we're just gonna remove all the spark plugs and the ignition coils on both sides so that we can spin the engine freely and get the right readings. Let's get it.
Switch it up.
All right, now that we got the coils out, it's time to take out the spark plugs. And that's the same procedure that you saw me doing. So we're not even gonna fast forward to that. We're just gonna take them out and let's get it. All right, so I removed the spark plugs and they're all looking good. They're not in bad shape. So now we're going to be shoving this piece down the hole there on the first cylinder, back here, the back one. And then we're gonna install the gauge, put on the battery back on here, hook it up, and then crank the engine, and then see how much compression we have on that cylinder. Let's get it. All right, guys, so I have that gauge hooked up and it's right there. This thing, to get that hose down here, it's a pain in the butt. It takes a few tries, but we got it. And now we're going to be putting back the battery on here, hooking it up, and then we're going to be cranking it to see how much PSI, how much compression we have on that cylinder back there. So let's get it. All right, with the battery in, hooked up, now we're going to crank the engine and see how much PSI we're getting from that cylinder. All right, and for that cylinder, we have about 130 PSI. So 130 PSI for that cylinder. Now, let's do the same procedure with the rest of the cylinders. Let's get it. All right, so I did the test again because I did it wrong the first time. You have to hold the throttle body open. And we're reading 140 on this one, and the engine has to be warm as well, so that'll like give us a reading of 5 PSI less. So we have the numbers at 145, 140, 147, and 140, which are within spec. That's a healthy engine, and we're still have to do the leak down test, so that's next, and that's where we at right now. So I made that mistake of not doing it when the engine was warm, but the thing is that we're pretty much on spec, and you know the PSI is within range, so you just add an extra 5 PSI to the ones that you know the readings you got, and you'll be fine. It's not a big deal. So with that being said, let's do this leak down test and get this car ready to go to the dyno. Let's get it. Also note that this cars, they can't be past 7 PSI of the lower number, so we're pretty much in range of a healthy engine. So I'm not really worried about that. It can't be lower than 92 PSI. If it's lower than 92 PSI, you have problems in your car. So with that being said, let's get it. All right, to do this test, I'm gonna be reusing this because this one's longer than that and it was fitting better. That one wasn't going in. Make sure you remove that shredder valve, which is this piece right here. Looks like one of those valve stem shredder valves, so you can blow right through it. With that valve you can't, and that's what holds the pressure on the compression test. So now we're going to be installing this on the bottom there, and we're going to be cranking the engine while we put the tester on here, and we're going to be watching the needle for the compression to go up and down, and then when it stops going up and down, then that's when we know we're at top dead center on that cylinder. So you have to be on top dead center to do these leak down tests. So let's get it. All right, we're hooked up. We got the hose back there, and this is cylinder 4. We're doing cylinder 4 first, and we're just gonna be watching this needle go up and down. And once it stops going up and down, when we're turning the engine by hand, that's when we know that we're at top dead center. So let's get it. All right, and now we're gonna be cranking the engine by hand and see when we hit that top dead center. There you go. There we go. Now it doesn't want to go anymore, so that tells me that that's a top dead center. And now we're going to put some air into this port here, and we're going to crank it up to 100, and then we're going to see how much leak down test or how much leakage we have on that cylinder. Let's get it. All right, now we're gonna be putting air in the gauge here, and we're gonna be cranking this up to get some PSI in that cylinder. I'm gonna hit the 100 mark right there. We are at 70, which tells us, all right, so this thing is leaking about 30%, and that is not good. And I'm hearing hissing noise from the oil here, and that means that the piston rings are leaking. So, all right, so with this having a slight leak from the crankcase, this is a built block from AIG, stage 1. So with forged pistons and all that, that is a normal number for this test, for it to be 30% leakage. And that's what the internet's telling me, so I'm not really gonna worry about it, and we're gonna keep going and keep doing the rest of the engines, the cylinders. Let's get it. All right, cylinder 2, we have around 80, let's say about 89. So that's about 11% leakage on this cylinder. All right, so this one, cylinder 3, it's at 80, and that's a 20% leak on that cylinder. All right, this one is has a 15% loss since we're at 85. So they're all over the place. All right, we're doing it when it's real hot We just got done driving it, and we're getting 80, like 87. All right, this one is cylinder 2. Cylinder 2 has 93, 94. That's a 6%, 7% lost. All right, cylinder 3 is at 90 with a 10% lost. All right, last but not least, cylinder 1 with a 91 with a 9% lost. All right, guys, so that was the test with the engine hot, and big difference. So as you can see right here, those were the percentages. This is cylinder 2, 4, 1, and 3, and they're within spec, within, the spec of 5%, and they allow you up to 14% to be this equal. So this engine is very strong in that perspective of the leak down. So now we're gonna be doing the compression test when it's hot like this and see what numbers we get. Let's get it. All right, cylinder 4, we have 110 PSI. All right, I redid that one with a charger, and it looks like we're at 135 PSI for 4-cylinder. All right, cylinder 2, we're looking like 145. All right, cylinder 3, we're looking like 145, cylinder 3. All right, cylinder 1, we have 140, cylinder 1. Let's get it. All right, doing the smoke test now. See if we have any leaks anywhere, and then we'll go from there. Let's get it. No leaks anywhere. Had it for a few minutes on here, and I see no signs of any smoke coming anywhere. I checked all in here, intercoolers, both sides, there's no smoke. Checked over here, intake side, nowhere, blow off valve. Everything seems like it's sealed properly. So we're good to go for the dyno, just waiting on those parts. Let's get it. There you go. Smoky. Sheesh. Smoky.